video is going to show you how to create the sides on your basket or your bag. You should have zigzag stitched the base already. This happens to be the base for a small Freeport gatherer. So I've zigzag stitched around and around and around and around until I've gotten the width that I want it to be. Now to create the sides, you're simply going to lift up the side and continue to zigzag stitch. Now the first two rounds are probably the most difficult of them, so stitch slowly around and around and around. Ultimately, you'll do a couple of rows, and then what you want is you want this bottom to become perpendicular to your sewing surface. So you'll want it straight up and down. Right now it's a little crooked until we get past the head of the sewing machine. So I'm going to continue to zigzag stitch for a while. Now I've got my machine on a slower mode so that I don't skip spots. And I'm zigzagging my tubes very, very, very close together. So I'm pushing them very tightly together as I zigzag stitch. Now hopefully you can see in the video, you can see the sides shaping already. I'm on my second round of zigzag stitching. Now I've got a wide zigzag stitch, at least a 5. If your machine can go higher than a 5, that's great. And your stitch length wants to be about a 2.5. I'm on my third round right now. And then I think on my fourth round, I should be pretty much perpendicular to the sewing surface as I zigzag stitch. Having the base of your bowl or basket be perpendicular to the sewing surface allows the sides to go up straight. If I continued with this being bent out a little bit like this at an angle, the sides would flare out. If I bend it in towards the sewing machine, the sides will start to lean inward to the center of the basket. So what you want is you want to keep the bottom of your basket or bowl as perpendicular as possible. One more round and I think that'll do it. That should be right about there. Now I'm pushing my tubes tightly together so I've got a nice rhythm going, zigzag stitching back and forth. Now if you've sewn this part nice and tight together, you should be able to continue to go right up the sides of your basket. It should go straight up. If the base gets wobbly at all, you can put a pillow in here to keep it, to just give it a little bit of support. I'll go a couple of more rounds. Oops, I ran out of bobbin thread.